guys, what's up? I'm April. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have something completely different for you guys. I have a really cool DIY project that I came up with like 2 weeks ago, and I've been actually making my own soaps for a long time, but this is the best one I've done so far, and these are dragon egg glycerin soaps. And I made them myself, and I've seen soaps made with dinosaur toys in them before, but I've never seen them with dragons, and I absolutely love how these turned out. So I thought I would film a video showing you how I did it in case any of you are interested in making your own. I think they make super cool gifts too, and since this is like the holiday season, I thought I would share in case any of you wanted to make these and like gift them to your friends or family, because I think they're super special. And so if you want to learn how to make these, keep on watching. In order to make these, you're going to need some glycerin soap base. And I used glycerin because it was see-through, and if you use another kind of soap base, they're going to be like more opaque. And I wanted my dragons to be able to be seen like inside of the eggs, so that it looks like amber, or I think like this one looks like ice, which I think is so cool. I made half of it look like ice, and then the rest of it is clear, and I'll tell you how I did that in a second. But you're gonna need some melt and pour soap, melt and pour glycerin soap, and you're gonna buy this. You can buy that at a craft store, you can buy it online. If you do buy it in a craft store, make sure like you use the coupon that they have like at the stores, because you can save a lot of money that way. I know I got mine, I got like a 2-pound block, and I used a 60% off coupon at Joann's Fabric, and that was super cool. So, you know, this can be made like pretty cheaply if you are smart about, when you purchase your items. So also you can buy an egg shape, like soap making egg shapes on Amazon too, but I just used these leftover Easter eggs that we had in the house. Luckily my daughter had saved 2 of them, and I used both of these to make the egg shapes. And then you don't have to, but you can have soap fragrance or some kind of essential oils if you want to add to the melted soap, and then you can perfume the soaps the way you would like them. I use lavender soap fragrance for some of them, and then also lemongrass oil, but any essential oils you have will work. And then you're going to need a syringe of some sort. I use this one, which is kids like Tylenol syringe. It came free in like the packaging, so either hunt one of these down, or you may have one around the house, but it's not a needle syringe, just a regular little syringe for dispensing like medicine or something like that. I know when I have pets like dogs, like the vet would always give those to me too, and I just had a few of them lying around the house. So you'll need a syringe, and then of course you'll need the toys that you're going to put inside of the eggs. So these are some dragons that I picked up at Joann's Fabric, and I initially was going to do dinosaurs because we love dinosaurs here in me and my daughter. But then I found these dragons, and I just fell in love with all of these like amazing, colorful, super cool dragons. And so I wanted to use them instead, because I thought, dinosaurs are great, but I felt that using dragons made it more of an adult type of gift. I think dragons, of course I have a bearded dragon, so I love dragons too, but I just felt like dinosaurs is kind of more of a kid's gift, which kids would love to get, like, dinosaur egg soaps. But I felt like dragons egg soaps are just like so like super cool for like adults and everything. So correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I would like to get a dinosaur egg too, but you know what I'm saying. There's something so magical and mysterious about dragons, and I love that you can look inside of these and you can see the dragon just like frozen in time. It's like frozen in amber or frozen in ice, and then when you wash, you put water on these, it gets even more transparent, so you can see it's like glass, and you can see it. And then of course, once the soap is done, then whoever is lucky enough to have one will have a really cool really pretty dragon toy too, you know, to like sit on a shelf or, you know, play with, you know, whatever your choice. Okay, I've already made 7 of these soaps and I had no intention of filming a video. Otherwise I would have shown the process of doing these soaps, but they turned out so well that I just felt like I just wanted to share it, you know, for anyone that's into this kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna show you, I have a little bit of glycerin left over and I'm gonna melt it in the microwave, and I'm gonna show you the process of how to actually make it yourself, so that if you try this at home, you'll know the steps you need to take in order to do this. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna melt the glycerin in the microwave. Be careful whenever you're melting anything like this, although these are like melt and pour soaps, so they're pretty safe. You're not mixing any chemicals or anything, but you can still burn yourself, clearly. I think they recommend on the packaging, like do like increments of maybe like 15 seconds or 30 seconds to raise the temperature, you know, to like the liquid form, but you'll get your glycerin will be in blocks. So you just start melting it. I always melt it for like a minute. I mean, depending on how much you use, because it gets hot really, really quickly, but like 45 seconds, and test it out, see if it's still solid. Maybe use a spoon or something and like stir it up, see if it's still solid. If it is, melt it for like 15 seconds more, stir it and check it, and then another 15 seconds, whatever, until it's all liquid and it will be all clear at that point. And just be super careful whenever you're doing anything like this, because you don't want to hurt yourself. Like, trust me, I've been there. I cut my hand doing a DIY project once, and it was not fun. So be careful. Better be safe than sorry. I'm gonna heat the soap up. All right, while the soap is heating, I'll also just show you that you're gonna need something to stabilize your egg when you're pouring the soap into the plastic container. So I just used an egg carton. So that's what I'm gonna use. And then what you're going to do is grab some tape and block the holes in the base. Grab tape, block the holes. This is not the tape that I used, but I used actually a painter's tape, like a horrible tape. Like I would definitely think that duct tape is the best way to go, but I think this will also work. This is just a packing tape. So you're just going to take a piece of tape, a couple pieces of tape, cut it, and place it on the bottom so that you're gonna make sure that the liquid soap doesn't go through and leak out when you're gonna be pouring with the syringe into the top. So let me put the tape on and then we'll get started. Hitting a couple of pieces of tape on here on the bottom. It's kind of like making sure that it's not going to leak out. The hot soap isn't going to leak out. Now you're just going to drop in your dragon toy. Now this guy, his wings are pretty big, so I'm just going to kind of fold him in a little bit to make sure he fits. And he does. Just get in there. Doesn't have to be perfectly upright or anything, but I try to kind of place them where, you know, where I want them to be inside the soap once it's done. So now the dragon toy is in, and if you want, you can wrap more tape around like the area here just to make it stronger, to make sure it doesn't like leak out of the sides. Okay. All right. Everything's taped up and good. Another thing I want to mention is that in your plastic eggs or whatever you're using, I mean, you have to either poke holes in. If your plastic container doesn't have holes in the top, you're gonna have to poke at least 2. And if they do have holes, you may have to use scissors or something to increase the size of the holes just a little bit, just to make sure that it's large enough to really like put the glycerin in with the syringe. I know I made these a little larger myself when I did it, but you know, using like an ice pick or something like that is really helpful. Okay, now that we have our holes, both holes open, and our egg is taped, we're just gonna lodge it down gently and firmly into our container. You don't have to use an egg carton, you know, you can use a glass or something, but you just wanna make sure that your egg is stable and that it doesn't wobble around, because you want, you know, your toy to remain in the place that you put it. Okay, let me go grab the soap. All right, I have my melted soap, and this is the time that I would add any kind of essential oils or fragrance to the soap if I was going for that. But the glycerin soap smells good anyway. This one was like a honey glycerin, so it has a really nice scent anyhow, but I'm gonna add a little bit of lavender and add as many drops as you want. So I didn't add that many. This is soap fragrance, but when you're adding like essential oils, you can add like 20 drops or just whatever you want. Okay, now I'm just gonna use a syringe, pull up the glycerin soap, and then just carefully insert it into the egg. And this may take a while, and especially depending on what kind of syringe you have. If you have a big syringe, then it'll be faster. I had a teensy tiny syringe, so it took me quite a while. But you'll see that eventually you'll be able to tell that your egg is filling with soap, and you're getting towards the top. And you'll just continue this process until the egg is filled all the way to the top. Also, if your soap gets clogged here in your syringe, you can always just soak the syringe in like hot water, like really hot water, and then it will unclog itself and whatever. That didn't happen to me until I left it alone, like just leaving it alone in the dish, and then it did like stick. So, but it doesn't usually happen when the soap that you're using it and the soap is warm. If your holes get clogged here, you're just gonna have to like open it up with something. And just keep on adding the soap until it's completely filled. Now this egg is going to be a light green color because that's just the soap that I had left over. But you can add any colors that you want. You can keep it clear, or you can add any kind of food coloring or soap dye coloring. Just remember that when you add food coloring to something like this, a little goes a long way. All right, and when you reach the top of your egg, if you see that it's not completely like getting filled all the way, wait a few minutes, wait like 5-10 minutes, and then you can kind of add like some more to fill that space. Or you can also plug the holes with some more tape and put a hole in the very top, and then put the very last bit in if you want it completely filled. Mine filled pretty much to the top, and it was fine. It didn't bother me that they weren't completely rounded at the top, because I just kind of, once they were hardened, I just kind of like washed them in the sink, and then they kind of like smoothed out. But it's up to you. But you'll notice when they get to the top, they're almost completely filled, but there is a little bit of a gap in the very top. So, either whatever, do what you can to get it filled. And now you're just going to wait for an hour until your soap hardens, and then you can remove the shell. If you have any trouble removing the shell, you can always hold the egg under hot water, or drop it into like a glass of warm to hot water, and it can kind of loosen up any glycerin that's maybe around the edges of the shell that's causing it to get stuck. Additionally, like if you create some pressure on the plastic egg, you can see air bubbles kind of forming, and once all the air like surrounds the shell or surrounds the soap, it will just like pop out pretty easily, because they're kind of soapy and slippery anyhow. So it just takes a little bit of work to get them out. But every single one that I did, and I did 7, came out perfectly, and nothing cracked, no toys like fell out or anything like that. They really are like a super cool DIY project. I really hope that you enjoyed this project. I love making my own things if I can at all. I just think it's just a really fun experience, and I'm all about having cool experiences. Anyone can go out and buy a soap from a store, but not everyone gets a chance to own something that's one of a kind and really special. And they're actually so cool that each one of them seems to have their own personality to me, and it makes me not want to like give them away to people because they're so pretty and they're so unusual. But you know, if it's something that I create that I, you know, adore myself so much, I know that that's the thing to give to other people because they're probably going to like it just as much as I do. And one more thing, if you're gonna give this as a gift, keep in mind that you can make it really cool, like when you open the box, add some little nest kind of material. I made my own just using packing paper that came in a delivery. So I just folded it. I folded it like, you know, into itself, and then I just used scissors and cut it into slivers. And then it made this really cool looking nest that, you know, you're able to kind of bend it and shape it into a nest. And if you actually kind of roll it onto itself, it like really quickly forms a nest. And I just think that's really cute, like details to put, you know, in a package, so when someone gets it, it's not just the soap and tissue paper or whatever, which can still be cute, but I think making it look like it's actually in a nest is also really, really cute. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make your own dragon egg soaps. I think they're amazing. I hope you do too. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more cool content. Alright, I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!